Hey, you guys. Today, I want to just take some time for us to go over some of the terms and definitions that Young Living uses within their business. So you'll hear a lot of these terms and definitions, or should have heard some of them, even as a product user. But you might have thought, I don't really know what that means. So I'm just going to give you guys some clarification on what the terms mean so that when we start talking about ranking up and getting paid, you'll understand why these things are important, okay? So the first one is OGV. You may even see this in your virtual office. But OGV is your organizational group volume. Okay, so organizational group volume means that it is the total sale for you plus anybody who is in your organization. So it's anybody that you have enrolled, it's anybody that the people you enrolled have enrolled, and anybody that those people who have enrolled have enrolled. So it's kind of like this, it kind of creates like a pyramid. And no, it is not a pyramid scheme. That is just how all companies are shaped. There's always a CEO at the top, followed by like executive leadership, senior management, down to individual contributors. So your OGV is just the total sale of everybody who's in your organization all the way up to you, okay? OGV is important because you will see that in order to hit a rank, or grow in the organization, that you have to have a certain minimum of where you want that OGV to be. So we are focused on getting you to star and senior star within Young Living for this first set of class, right? So in order to hit star, you need your total OGV to be $500. That means that you're spending $100 in the month, and then you have $400 that you're making up with other people, okay? So what you can do to do that is obviously, enroll 4 people. You could enroll 4 people because their kit costs would equal 100 OGV. Or what you could be doing is enrolling 2 people 1 month, getting them on essential rewards, and then maybe enrolling 2 more people the next month, and then you would have your $400 to make up with the $100 that you've spent. To hit senior star, you need $2,000. So that's a little bit higher mark, but we'll talk about how to get there if you're following along in the course. There's lots of good suggestions on how you can grow your OGV to $2,000. And I remember when I was starting out, $2,000 felt like a lot of money, and getting there from $500 to $2,000, that's quadrupling, your sales. And that was like a huge feat to overcome. So I want you guys to know that, like, when you hit senior star, anytime you hit a rank, it's worth celebrating. And when you hit star from the first time, celebrate that because you are on your way. But don't get discouraged if it doesn't, if senior star doesn't happen as quickly as star. Just keep doing the things that we're talking about. Okay, PV, that's the other term. And this, I think a lot of product users should understand. It stands for product value, okay? So essentially within Young Living, the cost of the product is usually its product value. So let's say that I'm paying $36 for a product. Typically speaking, it's also going to have a product value of 36 points or 36, value. There are some products that you might pay, say like 54, but then the product value is only 25 or 30. And that's usually because Young Living has to use a third-party vendor to help in some way, shape, or form. And so then there's additional costs on the manufacturing side. So, so they can't give us as many free points toward that product. And they're fewer and further between, but you'll see them in the group or in the list of products. So it's just good to keep an eye on that, because you yourself need to spend 100 PV each month. So it's not just $100, it's 100 PV each month. And I can tell you that like Ninja Zing, it's one of my favorites. I love ordering it. But it's like 30 something a case, and I only get $26.50 in PV points. So I know that on months where I'm ordering Ninja Zing, I'm not going to be able to spend $100 on the dot. I'm probably going to have to go over and spend like 110 or 115 so that I can hit my 100 PV. Enroller, okay? So the enroller is the person who shares Young Living and enrolls a member. So that is now you. When you enroll your first person, or as you start enrolling people, you will be the enroller for those people that you invite. Sponsor is the person directly above a member. So when you enroll somebody, you become their enroller and their sponsor. What you can do though, is you can change the sponsor so that you can grow your organization and you can grow your legs, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. It does not change you getting you getting paid in really any way, but you always want to stay the enroller if it's your person. Don't give away the enroller spot to, say, somebody on your team who's trying to build. Just change them to the sponsor, and that can help them build too. And we're going to talk all about that when we go through strategic placement, which is a video that'll be coming up for you. But just keep that in mind. Always stay the enroller. Legs then, so I mentioned another key term. Legs are the people directly beneath you. Okay, so there's Jill, and then I might have Susie, Sherry, Sally, and Mike, right? Throw in a guy and a different name. It doesn't start with S. But those are kind of your frontline people, or what we like to call like our level ones. Those are the people that you want to build under, okay? So typically speaking, when I look at a leg, when I was first starting to build, I was looking for somebody who was on essential rewards and who would be continually coming back to order, because I can grow under them. And not only is it helping them, but it's helping me. So here's a good, for instance, my mom has not wanted to do the business. She's not, but she's a loyal product user. And so she's on essential rewards. And so as I would enroll people, I would place them under her. And now she has an organization, and she's hit star, and she's on her way to senior star. And so she's actually getting a commission each month based off of the fact that I placed people under her. And then I still, of course, get my commission each month. So it's great. Like we're both benefiting because she's ranking up, which is awesome. In Young Living, the highest rank that you can hit is Royal Crown Diamond. And in order to get to Royal Crown Diamond, you need 6 legs, just 6. So I would say when you're starting out, it's important to focus on like your leg structure. So in the beginning, let's just say that you are enrolling 6 people in a month, right? What I would do if it were me, and you don't have to do it this way, but what I would do is I would take those 6 people and I would say, okay, which 2 are on essential rewards or are joining essential rewards right away? And then I would leave them as your level 1. And then I would do a sponsor change to move the other 4 people like under them so that you start building your first 2 legs. because in order to get some of the bonuses for ranking up, you only really need 2 legs through executive, I think. So like your first 3 ranks. And so I wouldn't even worry yet about building on a 3rd leg. I would focus on getting 2 really sturdy legs. Now, how do you do the sponsor change, right? We're going to talk about that a little bit more in the strategic placement video, but it's super easy. All it is a quick, online chat or call to customer service. And you're like, hey, I need to make a sponsor change. And then they take care of the rest. It's so simple, but we'll talk about that in our strategic placement video. Next term is PGV. So you might hear this, there's OGV and then there's PGV. So OGV is organizational group volume. PGV is personal group volume. This is a total of all the orders that are outside of your qualifying ranks to hit a rank. So for instance, to hit silver, you need 2 legs that are at $4,000. So keep in mind, that's why I want you guys to focus now on building just 2 legs. That's it, because to hit silver, you need 2 legs. So you need 2 legs that are at $4,000, but then you need an additional $1,000 PGV, which can make up all of your orders from outside of those 2 legs. So I'm going to give you guys a for instance, okay? On my team, I have my mom and my sister and my husband that are legs, okay? What I need is for 2 of them to be at $4,000. So I'm just going to pick my husband and my mom. Let's say that they are at $4,000 each, okay? My total OGV right now would then be $8,000. Well, $8,100 if I'm spending $100. So in order to hit silver, I need a total OGV of $10,000. So that extra $2,000, it could be, my sister could be at 1,000. And then let's just say that I have a lot of like random legs. Like let's say I have 3 other legs who aren't really, they haven't ranked up to anything. But between those 3, it makes up yet another $1,000. So now my total OGV is 10,000 and I have 2 legs that are at 4,000 each. So my personal group volume it makes up the difference of what I need. So I know that can be kind of confusing. Don't read into it too much. What you really need to focus on, I think the most, is your OGV and then your PV, like your personal volume. And then there's level, which is where someone within your organization who's directly under you, they're your level 1, but there can also be levels that go on and on. So you've got like your level 1s. And again, I'm going to use my husband as an example. I enrolled my husband. My husband is my level 1, but then I've also enrolled friends and family members, and I placed them under my husband. They now became my level 2s. Even though I enrolled them, they're now my level 2s. And then if they enroll somebody, that's my level 3. And if they place somebody under their person, that's a level 4. So you actually get paid all the way up through 6 different levels, which is awesome. And we'll talk all about that when we go through our how do you get paid video. So more and more to come. But I wanted to share the terms and definitions, because I know that can be really confusing for people in the beginning. So hopefully that was helpful. And please let me know if you have any questions about any of the terms or definitions and how we're going to get started. So I'm really excited. This is just beyond exciting in this first week. So welcome aboard and keep moving forward.